Hello, welcome to Activities of Daily Living. I am your host, Lakhila Tellis, and I want to thank you for joining me for my very first episode. Today, I will be sharing more information about ADL or Activities of Daily Living, which is about your show of daily processes made fun and simple, and it is made just for you. So I want you to know to sit back, relax, and stay tuned for more. Welcome back to Activities of Daily Living. So let's get started. Let me tell you a little bit more about Activities of Daily Living. So this is a show, your show actually, about daily processes made fun and simple. Let's start with activities. What do you do day to day? What is your routines like? Do you even have a routine? Me personally, I'm a single mother of four beautiful children. And guess what? I don't even have a routine. It's sometimes chaotic, but I make it work. I don't recommend it, but I figure it out and I make it work. Also, you have your day to day processes, which may be just the basic normal things such as getting the kids to school. You may have to go to work. Some people stay home and work. You may run a business. If you're lucky, you might stay home and don't have to worry about anything. But me personally, I have to get up, get kids to school, make sure, one child gets to his school by the bus, another kid to his school by another bus, and then the other two children I have, I drop them off faithfully. And so my morning starts early. So that begins my day. And then I continue on with going to work. Now, I won't talk about my work day, but let's talk about what happens after work. It starts back to, being a mom, getting all the kids together, having a meal ready for them, assisting them with their homework. And then I have to find time for me. You know, I have to find time to unwind from work. I have to have that special time to just breathe, work on my personal business, and give them attention and give them entertainment as well. And guess what? That's my way of living. And I'm okay with that. And I know some people may not have such a busy or chaotic day as I might endure day to day. And you know what? I wouldn't trade it. But however you may live and continue to, rock your day, that's up to you. But if you want assistance in managing your day better, I am here to help you. Now, again, I don't recommend the chaos that I like to endure, but it keeps me busy, I'm having fun, and I enjoy it. But I know that I make time to enjoy my kids, my friends, and I have time to enjoy myself alone. So you do need to make sure that you think about yourself in the processes throughout the day. Your personal care, of course, is important, but your personal time is just as important. You wouldn't believe how many people lack that fun time to themselves, that time to just breathe and relax. Now, I do want to know, how do you feel about your normal day to day? I know that I really enjoy having my personal time to read, to listen to music. I would like some advice if you have some ideas of some things that I can do. Feel free to reach out to me. Throughout the show, you might see some information. You'll see the information for my social media and my email. And I encourage you, please send me information and ideas. I'm okay with that. Now, I would like to also tell you, I truly enjoy spending time with my children. And I know that right now, the way that they are growing up, I better enjoy it. My oldest is a 15-year-old. And guess what? Of course, as mothers, we have a special bond with our oldest children. So with me, my oldest child, he's getting tired of me. He's building relationships and growing up on his own. I now have a 12-year-old child as well. But see, with his personality, he's a busybody. He likes to stay active, but he is a mama's boy. But don't tell him I said it. I have a 7-year-old daughter, soon she'll be 8, and I have a 6-year-old son. Those are the babies. But guess what? I know that one day they'll grow up too. So, as a parent, I'm sure you are aware that you do have to cherish the time with your children. But you also, again, have to incorporate time for yourself, time to enjoy your own friends. You don't want to just depend on spending all of your time with your children or just spending your life dedicated just for your children. And you have the right to do so. You can have a little freedom. I encourage it. It helps me out. Do you know that what a great stress it can be when you just find time to do things outside the norm even? When's the last time you did something for the first time? Always enjoy doing activities with your family, but also keep going, keep moving, find new things to do on your own. It's a great thing to incorporate in your routines. Now, also, I would like for you to understand you don't have to completely change. I'm not telling you to change, but I do just want to encourage you to enjoy life. That's the purpose of activities of daily living. This show is about you growing as a person, you laughing when you see my show. You might even cry on some episodes. But either way, I want you to come and enjoy yourself on my show. I want you to want to tune in on my show. So when you watch activities of daily living, I want you calling your friends to tell them Lakhila's on so you guys can tune in and watch together.
Let's be honest. Making a lukewarm marketing video is fairly simple. But who wants lukewarm marketing? Instead, how about something that conveys your unique message? Well, that takes creativity, and creative is what we are. We design custom logos. We even offer professional print services. Our goal is to showcase how good your idea is, no matter what your product is. Whether it's social media marketing for a new author or the artwork for the book itself, we can help. You've created a new app and need a TV commercial to show it to the world. We can help.
Now there's Stork Advisor.
If you're a photographer trying to show off your work in a unique way, we can help. Need a promo for your TV show? We can help with that too.
It's Couch Time with Sonia.
We're an artistic bunch and we love the creative process. We're not trying to be the best in Houston. We're trying to be the best for you.
Welcome back. So now we're going to get started and we're going to move right along to one of my favorite topics, which is self-care. Now in the first segment, I kind of went into it a little bit, but now I want to elaborate just a little bit more. What is self-care? For me, I describe it as, again, my personal time, me doing things just for me, just with me, It may be different for you. But sometimes even my self-care will include spending time with others. But either way, make sure that your self-time or your self-care is your time. Do things that will help relax you, to help encourage you, and to keep your mind at peace. For me, I decided to take care of myself a lot more than what I used to when I ended up really tired and wore out and stressed from being a mother, from being a sister, from being a nurse at work and a supervisor. And guess what? I was nothing to myself. So I made the decision I have to do better. I can be so many things to everyone, but if I'm not taking care of myself, then I will be no good to no one. So that's what was important. I had to figure out a way to incorporate being available to everyone, but more so being available for myself, being there for myself first and foremost, and loving myself. I also would like to let you know there are other reasons, personal reasons. I'll be honest. I've been in difficult, abusive relationships. So I gave so much in those relationships that I lost so much of myself. And that really was a wake-up call for me once I got out of those relationships. When I felt myself losing so much of me, my friends, my personality, when I came to realize that it was happening, that made all the difference. So I've worked on myself for quite a few years, and it's been great. I have built relationships that I thought were lost and broken. I have changed and evolved into my own woman. So I have so many different memories that I've created since I made the decision to take care of me. And that does not mean everyone else is excluded. Again, I told you, I'm a single mother of 4 children, so I still make time for them. I spend time with my brothers, my cousins, which my family, we're pretty close. We have to stay close. And I hope you're close to your family. They are important. You should have a support system during your self-care. During any time, it is important to have family available and good friends to have in your corner. Now, I would love to know, how do you define your self-care? I know some people, it might be something as simple as just going to the beauty salon. For guys, it might be just going to the barber shop. Maybe it's going to play pool, something, playing a sport. It also may even include just going to church on Sunday, saying a prayer. Whatever it is to you, do not let anyone take that away from you. Whatever you use to help you make it through the day, you make sure you continue to hold on to that and make it yours. I also would like to say, try something new. When is the last time you tried something new? I know I enjoy traveling. That's my favorite thing to do. I travel just to eat. I don't even care where you're taking me. If they have some good food, I want to try it. But the last few years, I have been blessed to be able to travel, and I even travel with my children. And we go and we create awesome memories. That's one of the things I love to do. I also mentioned that I love to read. But I don't just read anything. I read things that's going to nurture and nourish my mind and my soul. So I do encourage, read something that's good for you. Not just something just to get your mind off of things, your sci-fis. I mean, I'm not judging, but it is important that you are aware of what you're putting into your mind, because what are you bringing out? So another thing I would like to let you know, I love to also dance. Now, guess what? I can't dance, but that's something that makes me feel good. Just the movement, just my spirit. That's what lifts me up. So if you're a person, you like to participate in different things, you don't have to be good at it. You don't have to be perfect with it. But if it makes you feel good and it's the right thing to do for you, then do it. What can anybody tell you? Just be careful who's watching. So I would also like to know, what do you want me to know that you would love to enjoy to do? What would be something that you've never done that you would love to maybe go on a girls' trip with your friends, maybe go somewhere with your spouse out of the country? There's so many people who've never even been on an airplane, and it's unbelievable. I know I really enjoy spending time with different people and learning different things. I would really love to learn a new language. And I've just been enjoying things that I've been doing lately since my life has changed. So I want you to think about what you can do now and make a difference in your life.
Bear. Be authentic, real, and exposed. Becoming Bear is a continual and intentional process that requires courage and perseverance. Life has a way of tainting the realities of who we really are. From the moment we are born, others place their expectations upon us, and we strive to become someone we were never created to be. To experience a fulfilling life of purpose, we must discover our Bear self. Becoming Bear begins with a decision. Will you choose to live in the familiarity of chaos, or will you elect to live in the freedom of becoming your Bear self? Experience freedom and healing. Embrace becoming Bear.
All right, welcome back once again. So we're going to just wrap it up a little bit. I'm going to just go into a little bit more details into self-care. So I want to introduce stress. Now, how many of us don't have stress? If you don't, tell me how. We all have some type of stress in our life, but I want to know, how do you handle your stress? Unfortunately, some people resort to the wrong things to handle their stress. We may have poor eating habits, poor sleeping habits, other unfortunate habits, drinking, smoking, things like that, which are all unhealthy. And that makes your stress even worse. Me personally, I had to learn how to deal with that stress. I can't say it enough. I'm a single mother with 4 kids. Now, I learned to kind of control my stress. I kind of worked it out, whereas I don't let things get to me if I know I don't have any control over it. That's one thing that I tried not to do. Another thing I do is I don't focus or dwell on things or worry. Again, if it's out of my control, I just have to sit back and let God handle it. That's for sure. So, I used to be a worrisome person. You wouldn't believe it, right? But yes, I have to learn, I can't be at all places at one time. So I have to deal with things differently. I also had to learn how to deal with the stress of work and problems at home. And especially in nursing, you do not bring your work life home, and you don't bring your home life to work. You have to have that game face on with smiles and ready to serve. And that's how I learned to adjust to my situations. I learned that, you know what? Maybe it isn't that bad. If I can go to work and fake it, maybe I will be okay. But I've also learned that, guess what? The best way to reduce your stress, eliminate your trigger. Eliminate what's causing your stress if it's possible. I know there are some things out of our control, but definitely, if you know there's a way to get rid of issues that you may be having, get rid of it, because it can cause you so much more problems. You don't want to carry around unnecessary baggage or just worrying yourself and have yourself aging and getting sick. A lot of people don't understand or realize how much stress can affect their life. Now, enough about that, but let's talk about fun stuff. Find you some good hobbies, something that you can do to reduce your stress. I found myself something simple to do at work, and it sounds silly, but this is my thing. I play a game on my phone just so I can calm down and not focus or think about something that just happened or something that was bothering me. But that helps to clear my mind. Now, I don't know if it can help you, but whatever it may take, something simple that's not harmful would be great. So another thing is stress relief. I like to sit and just be quiet and think. That's a great thing to do. And not think about what just happened, because I've had those moments where I have a whole conversation in my head about what I should have said and how I really felt. But guess what? You didn't say it for a reason. So just let it go. Just breathe. Now, how would you like to deal with stress? Is it something that is good for your health? Are your daily habits conducive with the things that you need to do day to day? I'll give you an example. I've worked with people, a lot of people in healthcare alone, and I noticed, and it's sad to admit, but they have drinking problems because that's how they chose to cope with their job. Now, that's not everybody, obviously, but it's kind of scary when you see that in a career where your job is to help people and to nurture other people. But when you go home, you're not even taking care of yourself. We have to be realistic about this. And I'm sure it's not just in nursing, obviously, but what we do can be very stressful. So another thing is, I want you to know time management is important. I want to move into this just because we stay so busy working endless hours and, again, dedicating so much time. I told you to make personal time for yourself, but how can you even make that possible if you don't manage the time that you have? How many times do we say there's not enough hours in the day? There has to be. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, but how do you utilize those 24 hours? How do you set up your day? I told you, being a single mom, I know my days were kind of crazy. I was taking one kid one place to school, another kid, you got to get them to a different school because they're all different ages. Then you have to get them to daycare, and Lord forbid, as a nurse, you're running around, you have to go to work, and there's no telling what time your shift may end. You may say you work 6 a.m. to 2:30, but that 2:30 might as well be 2:30-ish, because if something happens while you're still there on the property, all hands on deck. I'm sorry, but that's just what it is, and I've gotten used to it. That's just what we had to do. So I hope you will understand that there is so much you can do and make minor changes to make major impacts in your life. I want to tell you, thank you so much for joining me today, again, for my very first episode of Activities of Daily Living. I thank you so much. I can't wait to see you again. I appreciate your time. All right. So thank you so much for joining me today on Activities of Daily Living, joining us for our very first episode, which thank you so much. If you want to reach out to me or follow me on social media, you can find me on Facebook at Lakhila Speaks. Lakhila is Lakhila. And on Instagram, I am on iconic_voice. And that's iconic. ICONIC. So thanks again. Can't wait to see you guys next week. Thank you so much and have a great one.